spikes all the way up. So just a quick disclaimer to check the volume. Not sure if it's really loud. Oh, it's super loud. Oh yeah, my audio is strange because I'm using a headset mic. So, you know. Can I turn mine down actually? I can't turn mine down. It's fine, the audio? Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so let's get into some sort of forecasting today, and we have high impact news, if I remember correctly, at 8:30. How do I get out of this? Yeah, so we have news at 8:30. Today is just like high impact but not important news, essentially. So we can look at the market and not be afraid of news. So let's start off on the hourly chart, just because that's how I like to my day trade or analysis. Damn, what is going on over here? Oh, this is part of the video. I'm like, what is all that? Okay, so I am bullish. Well, obviously, after that. So, to be Captain Obvious, but I am bullish right now. We can take a look and we can expect some sort of retracement as of right now. If we close above that negative 2.5, as always, expecting higher prices, right? So it's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Let me change the background of this. This is bothering me. Let's make it this color. So there's your invisible PD array essentially. Okay. So from here, yeah, this is perfect actually, amazing. Okay. Wait, we have our bias for the rest of this week, maybe next week. Market maker buy model, everybody. Full port long. Wow, they're just too clean. Now, you guys remember in my weekly outlook, this low right here? So right here, I'm expecting NASDAQ to take this. ES, did we take that? I don't think so. Yeah, so that's perfect. Amazing. So YMES, we didn't take this low. And so now we have that massive SMT divergence. On top of that, I'm pretty sure we have a SMT divergence here. Do we? No, we don't. That's fine though. This is a massive SMT divergence right here in itself. So if we look at this SMT divergence, right, make it a little clearer, go on the 4-hour chart. This is that SMT divergence that I was telling you guys about in the weekly outlook that I was expecting on NASDAQ to be run out first. This was that target, right? Market maker, some model completed. Once we tapped into that, we could expect some sort of choppiness. And then yesterday in the PM session during FOMC meeting minutes, we had that massive run higher. So, you know, as of right now, looks like a market maker buy model. And so we can look at this the exact same way that we did before. We can just predetermine our dealing range. So if our ultimate target is this high, then we can draw our dealing range right like this. Displacement past the 50% level. We did close beyond that negative 2.5 standard deviation, so I could expect all-time highs right now. ES did take that high, so something to be careful about. So today I would probably lean bearish, because one, it's like we can expect a retracement from this point already, and then on top of that we have this SMT divergence on this high with ES already, so that's another confluence we can use. So yeah, as of right now we can lean bearish but overall bullish, if that makes sense. Any questions? where I did my projection from. Oh yeah, let me turn that on so it's a little clearer for you guys. Right, the final manipulation in the market. I'm using that to project. This high is our first target, and so we're now paying attention to this fair value gap right here because that's on the opposing side of the curve, right? So we can pay attention to this gap right here. If we're flipping this, then we can expect to find some sort of support and go higher. We can also pay attention to this little fair value gap right here nested within this, so we can look at that as well. So possibly we could trade lower, and then from there look for higher prices. If you want to use the method I use to project, then this would be it right here, using the candle bodies rather than the swing high, swing low. And this would be more of that projection. Low time frame watching for a short run up after news, then sell above 7:30 a.m. open. Yes. Yes, yes. Exactly. How many points is this? That's like 30 points. Nothing too crazy. But once again, we're going to want to split up our daily quarters. So right now we can clearly see that Q1 of the day is... Let's see. Split this up into thirds. Looks like consolidation. London, we have manipulation higher. Yeah, so I think bearish is the play right now, especially because we're trading inside of this fair value gap right now. We can look for some sort of 1 minute reaction. This looks pretty good actually. Might have to take a short right here. Let's see if we get any SMT divergence on the highs, which we do. We're getting it right now. So I'm down to take a short right here actually. I'm gonna take a short like this, just one contract, and then put my stop above this high. This is that SMT high. Yep. So I expect that to be staying open. I don't know what I just did. Okay. All right, and we'll target some lower prices. Looks like a nice market maker sell model. This is our first target right here. First objective. Looks nice. Looking good. Looking good. Manage this trade as it goes. Yep, looks like a very nice market maker sell model. Only thing is, if we run past these lows, then I want to see displacement past us low. Other than that, I can see this being a breaker right here. So if we trade back up into this, we need to see some sort of displacement lower as well. So anyways, like from the point we are right now, we need to see displacement. And we're about to get news in like 30 seconds. So let's see what happens. Right, so how my understanding is that news is just an acceleration in price, right? So understanding that all of this has been manipulated, we have SMT on the highs that we can anticipate for 8:30 news to potentially just be acceleration to target rather than a manipulation. I hope there we go. So take partial right here, partial 1. We want to see displacement past the slow. And then full close at this low right here. If you want to leave a runner, you can. But right now, this is that first partial. And so here is where I want to see full close, essentially, or leave one runner. And let's see what the market gives us. So far we're up 1 hour. Gonna need that displacement though. I don't like what's happening right now. We're just wicking out a lot of liquidity, right? So equal lows over here. That final original consolidation low is our target. So I can drop down to a 5-second and look for some sort of trade management. So we can see here, news candle pushes lower and then we create that gap. So we can look at this gap as that unicorn model right now. And so from here we need displacement lower because this is that last line of defense essentially. So past these lows, I'm paying attention right now. What's happening at this low right now? This one, are we displacing past it or just manipulating and displacing higher? So we need to pay attention to that. We're inside this propulsion block. Not liking what I'm seeing so far. Let's see how we react to this high during the news candle. And then if we start to really displace higher, then I'm out of my trade. Alright, let's see what's going on. Respecting order flow. Okay. I'm paying attention to immediate order flow, right? So these fair value gaps right here, I want to see what we're doing within them. So from this, are we respecting it or we're going to trade higher? You can also look. So right now, ES has taken out that news candle high, whereas NQ hasn't yet. So I'm looking at this SMT divergence that if it's going to hold, my stop loss is right here. So my stop loss is at this high right now. If I get stopped out, then that's fine. So right there, I'm stopped out. And yeah, plus 1R on the trade, so not too bad. I'm still looking at this SMT divergence on the highs, but I'm gonna need some sort of order flow to be disrespected to the downside before I feel bearish again. As of right now, it does look pretty bullish because of this wick right here, right? Still leaning bearish, I'm gonna be honest. Overall, I'm still leaning bearish. I think that today's target we could possibly trade back down here, to be honest. Yep, I see that as well. If you want me to annotate more stuff, I'll just annotate that for you guys. So right, understanding quarterly theory. We can take a look at the quarters of the day. So right here we have accumulation right here, right? So we have consolidation, and then we have that manipulation. So right now I'm expecting this move higher to be manipulation. For intermediate term, we have SMT at the highs, London high and current high. So I would just focus on SMT that occurs within a higher time frame PD array, to be honest, and that's our filter, right? Right now, it looks pretty good that this is going to end up being this right here. I think this might be the high of the session, possibly, if we start seeing some sort of downward movement. And then I think ultimately we're going to target this. That's just what I'm looking at right now. So if we drop down to the 5-minute, we can start looking again. Right, so it's just the same thing. You can split this up into quarters of its own. And then from here, you can look at the true open, which is 7:30 a.m. And from that, you're pretty much just looking for sell above it, buy below it. But right now our narrative is bearish, so I'm looking to sell above it if possible. And that's why I took that first position. It's because I saw this occurring in that 15-minute fair value gap. And so right now I'm paying attention to this SMT right here specifically on the highs. And so for YM, just for clarification, that would be this high. So this is our invalidation zone as of right now. If that gets taken, then that would be invalidation for the SMT divergence. I personally believe that these lows are too clean, and the market makers are most likely going to purge this. It's just too clean trend line. All right, so imagine you're a retail trader. This trend line's too clean. I like that trade idea, but I'm just gonna need confirmation before executing on it. Oh, some new people joined, or not new people, but just some people joined late. Good morning, Snows, Mark, DJ, Leo. Who else did I not say hi to? Good morning, Stanley, Iji, Campo. Oh, I'm afraid to pronounce your name, but I'm assuming it's Anis. Anis. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was unprofessional. I thought my brain is just not, you know. Anyways, Anis. Good morning. Megan. I think I already said hi to Megan. Good morning, Meeks. Yeah, nobody clipped that. Nobody clipped that. Oh shit. It's gonna become a YouTube short. Do you lose something important in the beginning of the stream? I don't think so. Kind of like just my rundown of what I think. I think we're bearish right now. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it. Nothing much other than that. Yes, what Shipwreck said. Bullish overall, bearish for retracement. We still look at the hourly fair value we mentioned earlier, even though it's been ran through both up and down. Let's take a look. I'm going to delete this dealing range. This fair value gap right here, we can pay attention to that. I think I would probably wait for like a 50% of that fair value gap to be retested and see what it has to offer. We also have a lot of inefficiencies resting below, right? Like this inefficiency, and we just purged all of that liquidity, right? So we can just see what it has to offer. Yes, I am. I am paying attention to that. That's really bearish to me. I could honestly take another stab at the market right here. But I'm just gonna I'm not taking executions right now because I'm letting my yes, I'm letting my brain like relax a little bit because we just executed. I don't want to rush into another trade. Like I'm up 1 hour, so you know that's it's not bad. Because remember, the end goal of the month is just plus 2%, plus 4% per month is already insane, right? And once you scale higher, it's that's all you need. So if I'm up 1% today already, then I'm chilling. And right now, it looks pretty choppy. So if we're getting accumulation within Q2, we can expect some sort of manipulation during Q3, and that makes perfect sense because if we have that Judas swing for equities open, we can expect like consolidation, possibly taking out those highs, market structure shift, and then distribution during the final quarter of the AM session. This setup will be covered in the YouTube video that's premiering at 12. So I'll be with you guys as the video is premiering. Right after the video, we're gonna hop right into some back testing just so I can show you guys the model in annotations, I guess, and how you guys should be studying the model, how you guys can find your own annotations, journal it properly, stuff like that. And then from that, you guys master this one setup and that's all you need for the rest of your life. Was the first trade. I took a short here on news, so it was somewhere around here, something like this. Something like that. something like this, and we took partial at 1 hour. Guess one setup for life, and then so this is the one setup you can just have for the rest of your life, and then on top of that, supplementary information is like it'll help you develop your discretionary feel in the markets and develop that intuition, right? So my goal right now is to teach you guys how to build that higher time frame narrative so that you guys can, you know, eventually maybe you don't even need one setup for life and you can just deviate to a bunch of different setups because you understand higher time frame narrative. And that's essentially what my video today being released is going to be emphasizing on, is higher time frame narrative. And as a ICT trader, like without higher time frame narrative, you're just throwing darts in the dark, you know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on projected highs and lows? I'm not sure. Have you? I'm not sure. Something I heard you mention. Oh, I've heard you mention that. Yes, yes. Projected highs and lows are nice. They are nice, and I'll teach you guys how to find that. Um, in upcoming lectures. But as of right now, I just want to focus on the higher time frame narrative. Do you talk about how to pick what PD arrays to target or which ones are more reliable? Yes, I will also go over that, which PD arrays are high probability, which ones you should be paying attention to, which ones you're looking for SMT. And that's how I have generally high accuracy in terms of my analysis, is determining which PD array to use. But for now, once again, I want you guys to focus on that higher time frame narrative. Like all of this extra stuff, it's once again it's supplementary, right? So yeah, for sure, Megan. Higher time frames is always nice. Time is fractal, right? So whenever I'm trading the 15-second, it's the exact same thing as the higher time frame. It's just like expedited essentially. So the reason I do 15-second on stream, or if I ever do 15-second, is because I can give my thought process in real time at a very fast rate so that your attention is there the whole time, rather than having a high time frame trades like, oh, this is happening, this is happening. Yeah. And so by doing 15-second trades, I can record that within like 10 minutes, let's say, for example, and then you guys you review that over and over again, and then everything is within 10 minutes. But once again, that's applicable to any time frame. So if you're trading the 5-minute, trading 15-minute, everything that I'm thinking in that 15-second chart is applicable. Oh, protected highs and lows. Yes, protected highs and lows. I would just say SMT divergence is really what I would say. So if you get SMT divergence, that's a protected high, protected low, and that's the only scenario I would say it's protected. Show some entry models because sometimes price after taking liquidity does not make the 2022 model. So the thing about entry models is that this is the last thing you should be concerned about. If you have higher time frame like confluence, you don't even need an entry model. You just sell. You know what I mean? Like if you have higher time frame narrative, you know markets should be doing something. You just sell on a lower time frame. And that's it. You don't even need an entry model. That's why sometimes I say I can enter on the market structure shift. Sometimes I can enter on a turtle soup. Sometimes I can enter on a breaker. Sometimes I can enter on an inversion fair value gap, balanced price range. It's all lower time frame entries are nothing without higher time frame narrative. So once you understand that higher time frame narrative, you can just enter anywhere in the market and still be right. I can enter, okay, let's say here my higher time frame narrative is that we're going higher, okay? And I'm just like, oh, okay, we're going higher. I'm just gonna long up here and put my stop somewhere here because I understand that we're going higher. Like this might not be the best trade, but I'm still gonna be in the right direction because of a higher time frame narrative, right? Wait, Elijah, are you at work right now, or are you just listening along at work? I'm no trading expert, but it seems like focus on entry hurts full. Yeah, 100%. Like your entry model it just hurts. It hurts people for sure. It's because it's like shiny object syndrome, right? Like everyone hears of different entry models and they want to flock to it because it seems easy. You just trade on the 1 minute and execute on every single 1 minute pattern you see. But it's not how trading works, right? Yeah, you're good, Stanley. You can always just put your like you don't even have to look at the chart. Like when I talk, I guess I'll make it kind of like a podcast kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I think the main thing I would say if okay, a lot of people ask me how did you grow so fast? What would you do if you were in my position and starting off again? And number one thing is just show up every day, right? I had a mentor, like I was lucky enough to have a mentor, right? But I showed up every day, and that's what matters. Like it's an effort from both parties. The mentor has to put in effort, and then the student has to put in effort. Otherwise, you're not gonna have results. And that's just how it is. So that's number one. You just show up every day, and you'll learn at least something. There's something you will learn. Let's say I'm wrong every day. Okay, you'll learn that I'm wrong every day, and you'll learn to do the opposite of what I say. Let's say I'm right every day, then you'll start learning what I'm doing that's right. Either way, there's lessons to be learned. Even if I'm a terrible mentor, you guys are gonna end up learning what not to do from me. Yeah, so Aniz, I'm gonna say it that way now. I would say it's either how I look at it is just other PD arrays. It's other PD arrays that are before the fair value gap. So you just have to pay attention. Like once again, higher time frame narrative. Actually, that would be good. Identifying breakaway gaps, higher time frame narrative, because on the higher time frame you might have something a lot more significant than just fair value gap. You can also use RDRBs to identify them, breakers, SMT divergence. That's another way you can identify them, right? There's a bunch of different ways, but there's no set way to identify a breakaway gap. It's just through experience, when you tape read, you'll realize like this specific PDRA should not be violated, for example. On ES does 5017.25 linear projections. Let's take a look. So we're past this point. 5017, where's that? Oh, it's right here. No, not necessarily. Aren't you guys glad that we're not pushing buttons right now? Is this something you want to be involved with? Type 1 yes, type 2 no. Yeah, definitely not something we want to trade. Is chop, right? Unless you're trading like the 5-second chart, which is doable. So how I would dissect quarterly theory is the first quarter defines the range essentially. So you want to split up the first quarter into thirds, okay? And then you omit the first third. You just ignore the first third, focus on the second third and the third third, okay? And from those, you'll find out if that quarter is really an accumulation or expansion. That's something I haven't told anyone before. But since they released that publicly, I too will release that publicly. Yeah, I'll draw it out for you guys. So let's say you got the quarters. Alright, got the quarters right here. Alright, I'm gonna just make a very rough drawing. So from this, you have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, right? And so Q1 is your defining range. From Q1, you want to split that into thirds. So you can split this into thirds. And let's say price was doing this. So in the first third, you see price expand, okay? But then in second quarter and third quarter, you see it consolidate. Well, what that really is you're only paying attention to the second third and the third third, right? The first third does not matter. You just ignore that, okay? So what do you have in Q1? You have accumulation, right? So from that, you can just anticipate that you have an AMDX happening. That makes sense? So second quarter and third quarter is where the money's at, okay? T2 and T3. This is where the money's at, right here. Oh, looks like Elijah hasn't been listening in class. He's asking what's AMDX. Somebody explain. No, I'm kidding. It was in a previous lecture. I don't think you were there, actually. But Q1 of Q1 is expansion, so how big Q1 will be accumulation? Yeah, so like essentially AMDX is just accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So it's like if you have accumulation in Q1, then you're expecting manipulation in Q2, expecting distribution in Q3. X stands for reversal or continuation, and you just look for that. Do the thirds apply to Q2, Q3 as well? From my experience as of right now, I only apply it to Q2 because Q2 can also be accumulation, right? So let's say Q1, it just keeps expanding, and then Q2, you get like a massive displacement lower, and then you start seeing consolidation here, right? So how I like to apply the thirds is I'll look at that and be like, okay, Q2 looks like accumulation now. So I'm expecting Q3 manipulation, Q4 distribution. But Q1 of Q1 is expansion, so how big Q1 will be accumulation? What do you mean by this? You would just ignore Q1 essentially. So whatever Q1 is, we just ignore it. Or sorry, not Q1. Whatever T1 is, the first third, whatever that is, just ignore it. What's going on? I'll show example right here actually. So Q1, it looks like an expansion move, right? Right here, it looks like we just expanded, right? But what happens if you split it into thirds? Suddenly, it's just accumulation, right? So we can identify Q1 as accumulation, Q2 as manipulation, Q3 distribution lower, and that's why I'm leaning bearish. In context of higher time frame narrative, remember, higher time frame narrative is so important, so can't forget that. So why did I take my short is because now I understand we have SMT divergence on the highs. We traded into this 15-minute balanced price range. And within this balanced price range, we get that 1 minute SMT divergence. So I took a short here. That's why I took that. Does that clear up a lot of things? Would you consider price takeout this range a grab on liquidity or no? Because there is a more defined range above it. Which range are we looking at? Oh, Megan, if you're trading CFDs, I would highly suggest that you do your analysis on NQ. And I know it costs a subscription fee to get that data, but it's so much better. Trust, it is so much better. And then you just execute on the CFD the same way once your analysis aligns. Why is it better? It's because it's like the quote unquote real data. CFDs can be manipulated. Sometimes you'll see CFDs take out liquidity when the futures contract hasn't taken out liquidity, and sometimes you'll see CFDs they don't take out liquidity, and then Nasdaq, like on the futures contract, they did take out liquidity. So like at key points like that, it's very important, especially if we're trying to be very precise with it. Here is my projection. Is it drawn right? Yeah, I'd say yeah. It looks like it's drawn right. Yeah. Does a third referring to line up with Jesse's 369 thing? No, it does. I don't think it's the same thing. I mean, I guess you could look at it in that sense, but we're not using it in the same way, so I wouldn't say it's the same thing. Yes, I get the SMT, but don't know anything much about quarterly theory. I've just joined. So, Chris, it's fine that you just joined. I have a lecture on quarterly theory. You'll find it in WAP, just like a quick introduction to quarterly theory. So feel free to just go through there and take a look at it. Thank you. Wait, do you want half? Hmm? You can finish one? Okay. Okay. Are you leaving now?
Well, I'm making mine.
Okay. So that high, Megan. Let me take a look at my chart. This is on the 4-hour chart. I need to hide all of these drawings. Yeah, I think that's valid. So like in terms of the 4-hour, if we're looking at this, like we're looking at this fair value gap, right? So this fair value gap we want to pay attention to if we're a market maker buy model. Then we can see resistance here because it's been respected before. We took out liquidity inside here. And so we find resistance, get some sort of retracement possibly, and then go higher. So valid. Oh wait, let me answer your question. Would you consider pricing out this range a grab on liquidity? Yes, because it is a high within a fair value gap. I would consider it a turtle soup. Once again though, higher time frame, PD array, SMT, lower time frame structure gets pretty boring. It is what it is. The model, right? So I feel like I've said that so many times at this point. It's like it's probably boring you guys, but that's literally what it is. Where do you think? How long do you plan to be on today? Probably a while, cause I'm here for the news, and then after that we have the YouTube video premiere at 12. So I'll be live for that as well as it's premiering. So then right after it finishes, we can hop right into Q&A back testing. I got you, Shipwreck. What settings you changing? What are we changing here? So playing out as anticipated as of right now. It's just unfortunately we got stopped out on the first trade, but it's fine. I'm still up 1R. I'm very happy with that. Of course, it would have been better if we were up 7R right now. Well, I invalidated that SMT, but I'm looking at the new SMT, so I should annotate that right now. Here you go. And so, actually, I don't think I can teach you guys that yet as well. So, yeah, everything I annotated here is what you need to know so far. So, nothing, nothing really too much. So, you guys enjoying the stream, or you want me to force some trades? I'm kidding. I refuse. So it has a larger SMT on the H1 and now SMT on the lower time for some more confluence. Yes, stacked SMTs. I don't know if that's a thing, but I use it, and I just call it stacked SMT, and it's great. I love it. It's like imagine you get SMT on the 4 hour, then you get SMT on the 15 minute, get SMT on the 1 minute. Oh, that's a A++ right there. Have that occur within a higher time frame PD array. You know, boom, there you go. You can target the higher time frame target with that setup. Shipwrecked, I would be careful of that because if that high gets run out, that means your SMT on the highs is invalidated. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So you see how we have SMT on the highs right here. So this high right here, if we run that out as low resistance liquidity run on the 1 minute, then this high would invalidate that SMT divergence, meaning that, you know, we're not really looking for that bearishness anymore unless it creates another SMT divergence. And so this is the low resistance liquidity I was talking about earlier, right? On the 1 minute right here, or the 5 minute, I think. But right here, there's that low resistance liquidity that now we're purging because we had the SMT on the highs. And this is what I was expecting during news, is that we were just running lower, but we got some sort of retracement to stop me out. And then now we're dropping lower. What will be confirmation for me? SMT, and while SMT is occurring, I like to drop down to 5 second or 15 second to look for confirmation, like a balanced price range, you know, some sort of structure to tell me I can get in the market, and then I'll enter on the 5 second or 15 second, and then it looks like a turtle soup on the 15 or the 5 minute or 15 minute because I'm entering such a low time frame. And that's how like whenever you see my executions, like, oh, how did he sell the absolute high? That's what I'm doing. I'm dropping down to extremely small time frame to dissect price and then enter there. Yeah, that 15-minute balance price range was amazing. And so whenever you see stuff like this is another thing. So we took out that news low and we were acting higher, but I see that we engineered new equal lows. So I'm still paying attention to downside price action as of right now. So if we were able to run this out, I would expect displacement past this low into this low, which would be that market maker sell model complete. And then even further down would just be all this sell side liquidity. But waiting for the manipulation higher first. Now lows have been engineered. Not necessarily, don't have to, because once again we have SMT on the highs, which means we don't necessarily have to run out the highs, you know what I mean? So in my annotations in my journal, I'll often note SMT as a manipulation substitute, right? Because manipulation is occurring in one market that is correlated already. So that means that in the market you're trading, it doesn't necessarily have to go back to those liquidity levels because it's already been quote unquote manipulated. Sorry, I need to read the chat. Let's see. So now with this drop lower here is where my FOMO kicks in, and just stay on the market. Honestly, I just suggest you just tape read at this point. It's like if you're not 100% on your trade idea, right? It's like my analysis shouldn't be the factor that makes you press a button. That makes sense. Just because I'm taking a trade doesn't mean you have to take a trade. You can just watch me do what I'm doing, and I'll say like my thought process, and through that you can learn. It's better than I execute, you execute. Now you're stressed. Now you're panicking. You don't know what to do. I'm giving my thought process, and so I'm like partial. I'm out. You know what I mean? And then you'll have that big relief, rather than if you were just tape reading and following along with my thought process, you would be able to, like, let's say, take notes and stuff like that, and that's the best way to learn, rather than just executing our trade right now. And that's why I don't want to give signals, because it doesn't teach you guys the skill. So you would look for an entry now if SMT is enough. I'm done. I'm pretty much done. Like, I'm just watching analysis play out in my favor. It's like, right, my rule is 1 win, I'm done. 1 loss, 1 win, I'm done. 2 losses, I'm done. So that's my rules, right? But I'm just tape reading to show you guys that what I'm looking at, I had the right trade idea, I just execute at the wrong time. That's why time is so important. Okay. Could you also annotate the opposing SMT? It would be helpful. Yeah, so right here on YM, we have this SMT right here. So we'll now drop to 1 minute and wait for a retracement to get in. If I were to enter a trade, I feel like up here is where I would be looking for a trade already, because it's like, once again, the thing is, now you're chasing the market. That's a difference, because my model is higher time frame PD array, lower time frame structure, and SMT, right? So we have this 15-minute balanced price range drop down to a 1 minute. We got SMT on the highs here, and then I executed, and that's why I executed. But right now, if I were to look for entry, I'm just chasing the market. It's not something I want to do necessarily, especially seeing this in the market, this chop right here. And it's okay to like miss setups. You'll find another setup. You'll probably find another setup within the day, to be honest. Entering if I get a 30-second inversion for value gap. Okay, if that is your trading plan, you know what I'm saying, let us know how that goes. Our SMT and NQ formed lower high, so NQ should not take a lower high or higher high. Our SMT and NQ, yeah, so because NQ failed to make the higher high and made a lower high instead, then we're expecting NQ to be more volatile and not take highs as much as YM would be. So we're expecting NQ to be consistently making lower highs. When NQ has SMT with YM and ES as opposed to just one of them, is it stronger? No, I wouldn't say stronger. I'd say, like, as long as you have SMT within one of the 3, sometimes you can even look at DXY. If NQ and ES going almost same, but YM not is similar to them, then are you looking for SMT with YM? In such situation, you ignore YM and look for SMT at NQ and ES. I just be looking for SMT because for SMT to occur, one of the three markets have to be out of sync in order for SMT to happen. So right now, why I'm running higher, ES and NQ running lower, I see SMT on the highs because YM's out of sync. Good morning, Daniel. Nice to see you here. You can look at this gap as support and resistance. I personally don't use regular trading hour gaps. We are about to get equities open in 5 minutes, so let's see what happens. So if we get a 930 swing above these highs, I'm looking at that as manipulation and possibly, you know, some sort of short. We still have these lows right here. Right? I haven't taken that out. Yes, that looks good, DJ. So if you have that 930, once again, 930 G to swing up into it. Now we have SMT on the lows with ES for this analysis. Higher time frame context, right? And that's important. So as of right now, I'm not really paying too much attention to that. Like my anticipation right now is essentially run out these lows into this inefficiency, and then if we want upside, that's where we'll get upside. But other than that, it's like I still think that this low is too clean, right? This trendline liquidity is too clean. So 9:30 Judas swing is coming in before 9:30, but we can still pay attention to that, right? We're running higher. See what the market wants to do. Wait for that volatility to kick in. Yeah, I'd say this XAMD for the New York game session as of right now. So now we're turning into that unicorn. If this is a unicorn, you want to see quick displacement away from it. I'm looking at this high right here. Where is it? Like this high right here as an invalidation. Interesting displacement before 9:30. 30 seconds until 9:30. I would put my stop loss at this order block high, candle body high, if I was in this unicorn. Not looking good for that unicorn though, I'll be honest. Okay, 9:30 running higher. We're going. All right, so we're just waiting for this right here. Looks like a nice turtle soup so far. Right, so this is where I would drop down to the 15-second. If you wanted to trade the turtle soup, I'd look for now bear price action if we get any. Right, so you see how bearish that is? This looks like a turtle soup I would want to take, like a balanced price range right here. Then this would be an ideal entry. Does it stay open? Just barely. Tiny little balanced price range. And once again, 9:30, we're expecting that Judas swing, so staying true to my higher time frame narrative, we could see lower prices. Something that would give me more confidence that this is bearish is if this fair value gap closes. So this right here, this fair value gap, it just closes in and we displace through. Just like that. Looks good so far for a bearish bias. And we finally ran out that equal lows right there. In the grand scheme of things though, it does look like a seek and destroy profile, but you can see how we can dissect it and still find like little trades inside. Just scalp trades. Would I recommend trading it? No. But we're just tape reading. And you can trade anything if you want, but this would probably be a pretty stressful environment to trade in right now. NQ's moving choppier than ES, so if you were trading ES, I think you would have had a much better time. So that's pretty much how I enter on turtle soups. Is like once I saw this occurring, right? Drop down 15-second, this balance price range. If I shorted right here, right? So if I shorted right here, stop loss above this high. Then once you go to the 5-minute chart, it looks like I turtle souped. Make sense? Would you enter to the balance price range or formation? I would enter on the formation of it. So it's like the second it formed, I would just enter. Stop loss at the high, yep. There's another way to do it, but I am not good enough to do it that way yet, so I'm not going to teach it because I'm not like proficient at it. But once I am, I'm down to teach it to you guys. For now, I'm not, so I don't want to teach you guys. Because it's like, there's a method you use projections to understand where the turtle soup is not going to go to. So you just put your stop loss there, enter on this turtle soup, and then just trade that. But I kind of like my method because it's like you get that lower time frame confirmation, which is nice. I'm now going to steal my girl's Spotify again. I was listening to music earlier and it just turned off, and I realized that she was driving, and that's why she was using the music. And now I'm gonna take it back. You should have seen the look on her face earlier when I pronounced Anis's name. She like snapped her head back. Like, what do you say? Look of disgust. Yeah, I think once the video comes out, it'll like make this setup so much more obvious. My model is compiled from everything I learned, and I just take the best of the best from it. The best of the best I learned from the MXM trader, the best of the best I learned from Day, the best of the best I learned from Casper, the best of the best I learned from my private mentor. Or at least I think it's the best of the best. There is no best of the best, but that's what I think is the best of the best for me. I am the one to give up the ghost. Yeah, that is interesting what YM is doing. If we were bearish, I would expect YM to be like having a pretty clean trade lower. So, something to look out for. We do have SMT on the lows, so just be mindful of that right now. News at 9:45 and 10. Yes, sir. Just waiting. I see. Okay, this is what I see right now. Let me take off some lipstick. Yeah, I'm taking off all the lipstick. Boom. There you go. That's a range. Dealing range right there. And so we can look at this as engineered liquidity prior to a news event, right? So if we're expecting accumulation manipulation during this phase, so before 10:30, we can expect, if we take a high, we can look for lower prices, right? Manipulation. If we take a low, we can expect higher prices. And see if we get SMT divergence. So you see how the 730 is acting like a premium and discount? Like that. Trade stopped at break even. That's fine. Break even's better than a loss. I know this is like super basic knowledge, but it's like, what was the saying again? It was like there's 5 outcomes of a trade, but you should only ever have 4. A big win, small win, break even, or small loss. And then the 5th option is a big loss, but that's something you should never have in your trading. Thank you, MX. I love it too. Very nice. Something Elijah told me a long time ago that really stuck was do your best, God will do the rest. And that's just what I've been doing. Just do whatever. Stick to my system, consistency. If I work hard, then at least I'll get somewhere. And it might not be where I envisioned to be, but I'm still gonna get somewhere by doing something. You know what I mean? Are you guys having fun training the morning? Looks like a great time. Bro, you don't even understand. Past 2 days or so, I've been prioritizing Bible study, starting my day with spending time with God. And the past 2 days, the whole day after, I can see how much God is guiding me because I've learned so much from the past couple of days. First with you and time synchronization and some other stuff to do with health and fitness. No, for real. I actually, God is there. God is good. God is good. Um, yeah, I've been like, I've been doing Bible study like every single night for like the past 2-3 weeks. Pretty good. I'm learning a lot. I've been a Christian my whole life, but it's like I haven't read the Bible like fully through on my own, which is probably something I should have done a long time ago. Okay, so we took the high right now. I'm looking at ES. Look at the high on ES. We haven't taken that yet, so I'm just still waiting. Right, news event right now could possibly be manipulation once again. We still have equal lows resting below, and I highly doubt that market makers are gonna let that stay. Yep, I highly doubt that market makers are gonna let that stay. So it's eventually it will be run. For real, MX, I completely agree with that. Wait, how many Christians we got in here? Because I feel like there are so many. Like, or like, I guess like religious. Yeah, I feel like there are so many in here. Like, I got like DM by another one, and he's actually the one that got me to like start Bible studying and stuff like that. Yeah, that's me too, MX. It's like I sometimes get deep with it, and then, you know, I start uh disassociating, and then I feel lost, and I come back, and it's just like, and that's why I think like Bible study every night is really good, having a guided reading plan, because that way it keeps me consistent and involved with Christianity. We're going. We're going. No, for real, MX. It's such like a. It's so easy to forget. Like think about it. It's like whenever you like get like whenever you're in like a heated argument, do you think of God? Like, is God the first thing you think of? Like, no. When you're in like the moment, it's like you just forget. That's like a big thing I'm trying to work on. Is like if you get angry and stuff like that, like just have God calm you. You know what I mean? Have you guys watched Chosen? I'm watching it right now. I think it's also pretty good, but I heard that it's like it's also through the director's perspective, so it's not like reading the Bible is definitely better. But I do find it like it's a good show. I like that. It gives like an a new perspective because like you don't like when you're reading, it's harder to visualize rather than like watching shows. Like they do it for you. They do the visualization for you, which is not always nice. So it looks like our higher time frame is continuing to play out. I would have liked to see. I mean, I guess we did get like some sort of SMT divergence on the lows, but doesn't look like something I would have caught, to be honest. This high right here looks like an obvious first target. Alright, once again, wait, let me draw this projection out for you guys. This is what I'm looking at right now, right? We supported from this mitigation block, create a new order block, and we started displacing higher. People are in hard times, so they search for God, then God is awesome. They are blessed, and they are in hard times, so they search for God. No, for real, bro. That's literally how it goes. It's literally how it goes. It's like you get complacent when you find success, and that's why like every day in my prayers, I always pray like through my success, I can still glorify God in some way. And you have to like realize that the blessings that He gives you, He can just take it away too. So gotta stay humble. Does this look like manipulation? No lows really taking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. But it also looks like we're just displacing higher. So if we continue higher like this, like I can see we just, you know, we also have the SMT on the lows with a YM, right? So if that's the case, SMT on the lows, explosive move higher, looks pretty bullish. Manipulation, you would generally want to see some sort of wick. Yeah, this is a market maker buy model. I was just expecting some sort of retracement. That's why I was bearish. Yeah, that's for sure, MX. I like watching the show because of that as well. Oh, so this looks good now. So you see how we want to see some sort of wick in order to look for manipulation within this range. So this looks pretty good for manipulation right now. I literally looked away for like 1 second. Damn, what happened? Right, so we took this high, we can now look for these lows. Looks good. Solid. I like that. No SMT at the highs. I feel like we should have some sort of SMT, no? Surely. We have SMT with ES. It's a pretty massive SMT, so I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely something I would like. Right now, it's just like based on price action, it looks pretty bearish. Not using SMT, but just tape reading wise. Invert this fair value gap ideally. I do like this displacement into the fair value gap though, because that means that this fair value gap most likely won't hold if it continues to displace, or maybe it does. I don't know. We'll have to see for the candle close in 7 seconds. But honestly, once again, it does look like a seek and destroy profile. So like if we're anticipating seek and destroy, we can look for these equal lows right here, right? Because essentially what it's doing right now is something like that is what I'm anticipating. Five minutes. This looks pretty manipulate to me, so if this candle closes like this, it looks good. Looks really good. We create a new rejection block, SMT on the highs, possibly look for some lower prices if that, you know what I mean? Because rejection block is the start of every new dealing range. It's really turtle soup, but rejection block is created from that turtle soup. Yes, 100% MX, I agree with that. How's life in general going for everyone? For me personally, I think it's been pretty solid. I got rear-ended yesterday. I was going to pick up a new headset so that I have like a decent mic for this stream today. And then on the way there, I was like stopped at a red light and someone just rammed into the back of my car. Yeah, it was just like it's a pretty, like it felt like a hard hit, but then like when we got out of the car, just minor damage. So I don't think it's that bad. The front bumper of the other car was like completely cracked though. So, but my car was like just two little holes in the bumper. Honestly, it didn't really scare me too much. Yeah, I was just surprising. It wasn't scary, it was just surprising. Because we were just sitting at a red light. Like I was with my girl. So we were just sitting at a light. And then we just like felt the impact from the rear. And we're like, what just happened? And I'm like, oh, I just got rear. Like she was like, no way that just happened. I'm like, what happened? Like I was still like, I was like clueless. I was like in shock. I was like, oh, what the heck? Yeah, I didn't get jump scared. I don't know. It was just kind of, it happened. And I was like, what just happened? I don't know how to explain it. It's like I didn't feel anything, I guess. Yeah. But luckily it was a rear end, right? It's like if it was anywhere else, like that would have been so much worse. Like the only thing that I feel in pain today is just my neck from like a little bit of whiplash, but other than that, it's like fine. Like last night I had a slight headache. Who hurt, bro? The guy that crashed into me, man. No, but he was also super nice about it, so I don't think there's anything too bad about it. Like he got out of the car, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he like we just exchanged all our information, stuff like that. And now we're just dealing with it. Yeah, once again, really nothing much to do. Like I know these streams sometimes are boring, but that's just trading. It's boring sometimes. I don't know, it's just like maybe I should just stream on Wednesdays from now on because that is the highest probability day of the week. And then we usually just get, yeah, Wednesdays you get that expansion. But this also happened at 4, so let's see what happened yesterday at 9. Yeah, just choppy price action. Traded lower, and then we got SMT on the lows, traded higher. But that goes into the afternoon session, so during 9 to 10:30 we didn't really get anything. It's like I'm trying to catch trades for you guys, and I can't because the market's doing this. Um, I mean, I guess we got that 1 hour in the morning, but that's like about it. Yeah, my trade was this morning during the stream. Nice, good stuff, DJ Mag. I also think a short looks pretty good right now, but I'm paying attention to this fair value gap, which is a unicorn model, right? So I want to pay attention to how price reacts to that. Like a lot of contradicting analysis, and that's why it's like I'm staying out of the market because there's a lot of contradicting analysis. On top of that, I already took my one trade today, so I would have liked more risk to reward, but a win is a win, so I have to follow my rules. As your idea is to trade individual stocks, I like that as well. There is no commissions. Yeah, I need to get into like stocks and understanding them because like the only thing I trade is futures pretty much. Yes, recording may be posted on WAP. Got you, Meeks. Take this silver bullet trade. Let's take a look. Looks solid. Very good. I like that. As long as you guys are following your plan and not forcing trades, I'm all for it. I don't care if you take a loss, take a win. It's as long as you follow your rules, that's all that matters. Because discipline is your number one priority, and then from there you can refine your edge whenever, right? And that's what I did during my journey, like developing as a student. I'm still a student, but I think I'm at a point where I can proficiently like trade. So during my journey, what I would do is if I didn't follow my rules, I count the trade as a loss, even if I got a win. It doesn't have to be like mechanical rules, it's just like a guideline. Like for example, today I took one win already, so that means I can't take any more trades for the day. And that's just, it is what it is. Like I would have liked more R, but plus 1 R is still really good. And that's something you guys have to realize. The better you get at trading, the more opportunities you're going to find. But you have to realize that not every opportunity is something you have to execute on. Okay, I will be right back. I need to go to the restroom, so I'll be back. Okay. Hello, hello. All right, we're back. Um, so looks like I didn't miss anything. What an eventful day. Yeah, the markets just be waiting for me. I don't know. It still looks like a good short. All right, see you, Squid. Submitted by AM Trades, and his large range in London will likely yield a choppy New York AM session. Oh yeah, that is true. Wait, did I miss that? Overnight session, London. Yeah, the only reason I didn't like pay too much attention to that is because it doesn't look like a large train. You know what I mean? And that's crazy. Nvidia's up 100. Ethan, do you think price is stalling to generate liquidity from longs? Honestly, I don't want to like say anything right now because it's just chopping around. Like I can't read this. You know what I mean? It's just kind of chopping around. So we just have to wait. This is just the time we have to wait. Full porting short. All right, Daniel, let us know how that goes. Just a call. Get your girlfriend the pink Porsche. All right, Daniel. Looks like I'm trusting your call. Have to do it. Got no choice now. It's time to full port. Short. Here we go. All right, Daniel. I hope your signal's right. I full ported that. I'm up $700. I'm up $3,000. Yo, wait, was this the call? Wait, I need to like quickly just crop out this area right here and don't show anything else so that it looks like a real trade. To make it a little more realistic, actually, I got you guys. Buy limit. Oh shit, I can't show the TP stop loss. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, real trade. Oh shit. Wait, Daniel. I'm getting further away from the pink Porsche. Wait, I have to sell my kidney now. Oh no, Daniel, what's going on? Daniel. Oh, don't be emotional. Oh, you're right. You're right. Trust the process. Sorry, sorry, my bad. There's no stop loss, right? Yeah, yeah, don't need it. Don't need it. Okay. Yeah, it has to go down eventually. And Daniel, I don't know how much I can do. I'm down 10k. Out of my 100k account, I'm down 12k, 13, 14k. Oh man, Daniel. I'm down 10%, 13, 14%. Oh man, my 100k just like that. Oh man, this is not looking good, Daniel. Oh man, second trade of the day. Oh man, we're down 35R right now. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh man, Daniel, what should I do then? If it's not financial advice, how do I get out of this? Oh man, it's over. Man, just like that. I'm down 9k. But close right. I don't have 9k to put on the Lakers anymore. I lost it. Oh god. This is what signal groups feels like, huh? Oh no, Daniel, I'm down 16k. You feel it coming? Okay, okay, okay. Wait, does that mean I should add to my position? I should double my position, right? So I can make back the losses faster than I lose. You're right. I think we gotta double or nothing. Here we go. Oh yeah, now we have a perfect entry right here. You see that? Wait, not yet? Oh shit. Oh shit, Daniel, I'm already in. I'm already in. You don't feel it yet? Wait, Daniel, what should I do? My sellers are coming, but why is price going higher? What's going on, Daniel? You're watching Topset TV. Oh, that's a perfect indicator, isn't it? Yo, that is crazy. Imagine you were in this. Yo, that is wild. 23k of 100k. Just like that. Just like that. Oh, wait! Daniel's come back! It's coming back! This is it! Daniel, I think that's it. I do like this SMT on the highs though, I'm not gonna lie. Because if you're looking at YM looks like a pretty clean trade. Wait, Top Step TV is never wrong. You're right. I don't think I'm up though, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, honestly, 105 contracts is just 300k accounts. Really not that. If you decide to full port, that is. Wait, listen. If I add my position right now, I think I'm gonna make bank right here. Daniel, every time you say I'm up, I go negative again. Oh, the market makers are hunting my stops. But I don't have a stop, Daniel. How would they do that? Oh god. Wait, Daniel, I'm up. I think I can buy the Porsche soon. I'm up 10k. Oh no, what's going on? Yeah, if you're joining just now, this is a real trade. Real trade. I'm just kidding, it's not a real trade. Please do not copy trade this. Yeah, that's why I instantly like said that after. I was like, yeah, you just gotta. Oh my gosh, we're going paper trade. Wait, how much does a Porsche cost? Like 200, 300K? Yo, imagine like I actually like clipped this and I was like, how I bought a Porsche with one trade. That is crazy. And I just rent like a pink Porsche. That would be wild. The next YouTube. How I made how I made 200K in one trade. Wait, I'm up crazy right now. Are you going live after your vid premiere? I'm gonna be live while it's premiering, and then we can get into some back testing right after. What would I do without you, Daniel? Okay. Could I get a quick displacement lower to get that 100K so I could get that, you know what I'm saying? Quick displacement lower for that. How much profit is that? You know? A light 70K. Nice, good shit, DJ. Yeah, this looks like a solid short though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, jokes aside, it does look pretty solid. Just because we have this turtle soup on the highs, and then if we drop down to 15-second, we'll find an entry right there. And you want to pay attention to YM, right? So what does YM look like it's doing? A displacement lower, we're failing to make a higher high, so that's SMT within this fair value gap. Didn't necessarily tap into it. There is a gap here we can pay attention to, and we're starting to trade lower, so YM looks like a nice market maker sell model, which means that we could look for lower prices, and now the markets are moving in sync as well, right? So and for that one setup for life, right? 10:30, 9 to 10:30, above 7:30 open. Wait, I'm up crazy. I'm up like 100k already. What the heck? Oh shit. This target is 200k. Yeah, one day we'll scale to this point, maybe. That'd be kind of crazy. Like, imagine scaling. Like, I no doubt that you can scale to this point, but it's just like, it's kind of crazy. Think about it. Like, Jade Cap, Kyle, he made 100k in one trade. And the amount of dedication you need to like get to that point is crazy. Snows, I'm gonna reply to your DM right now. What do I think about your TP1? Yeah, see you, Elijah. I'll see you in the premiere. TP1, TP2. Yeah, it looks solid. I could also use projections for if you want. So this is that SMT high. So if we're in a market maker sell model, this could be a target right here, right? And then final objective could be down here. I'm not saying it's going to be down here, but it could be down here. But obviously the low hanging fruit is just these equal lows right here. I'm just gonna stick to this trade because it looks like a good short. I'll actually manage this now like it's an actual trade. I just watched the 5 minute right now. If we get a candle closure to create this gap, then I'm looking at this breaker block right here. Called by one of my premium Discord members, we grow independent thinkers. Yeah, for real. It only took 2 full port shorts. But yes, this does look like a pretty solid short right here. You know, if we get displacement, so what I'm expecting, like if this is a market maker sell model, then we would need displacement past these equal lows, close, revisit, and then retest this breaker or this inversion fair value gap, and then we can look for lower prices. And that's like essentially what I would be looking for. On the grand scheme of things, all it is just a pullback, right, on the higher time frame. So this is probably like final objective, most likely, if we end up getting down there. How do you manage a trade? I usually just set and forget. So how I manage is I just tape read price. Right, so just like look for different PD arrays, how price is reacting to specific levels, right? Stuff like that. How does Friday fit into the AMDX quarterly theory profile? As of right now, I'm not actually sure on that. I don't think Day has revealed that. So for me personally, how I use Fridays is just, has the weekly objective been met? If it has, then we're most likely going to get a TGIF setup, which is a retracement 20-30% back into the weekly range. And then for the, what was the other one? Oh, if it hasn't been met, then we'll most likely see a continuation into the target. I'm just gonna close this trade because it's not a real trade. Yep. Day says that Fridays have a specific function. So one day I'll learn that. Okay, so I think that's about it. I do think we are going lower as of right now, just based on the price action of correlated markets, right? It looks like a market maker sell model. So if that's the case, then I would expect lower prices, especially with these equal lows. So I'm gonna end the stream here because it is like 2 hours and 2.5 hours, and those that are watching the recording is probably gonna suffer, you know, watching a stream this long if they even watch the stream. So yeah, ask a question, go for it. I'll be back on at 12 though when we start the premiere. I would take partials in the first equal lows if I have multiple contracts. If I have one contract and I can't take partials, then I would see how it react. But that's usually a little more dangerous because if you wait to react, then you would end up potentially getting stop break even or whatever if it reacts really aggressively. Yeah, so if you have 4 micros, I would cut 50% at the first take profit, cut 25% at the second take profit, and then the final close is like the furthest. I got midterms today, so make the live later. Okay, take care, and good luck on your midterms. Use H415M1 lower time perspective. 4-hour. Would I use the daily cycles or the 4-hour? I would use the weekly cycle personally. All right, see ya. Got you, Daniel. All right. Peace, Chris. I'll catch you guys later. So we're going live at 12 p.m. later. So in an hour, we'll be live again. I just need to render this, upload it, and then we'll be back. With that being said, be careful in the markets, and I'll see you guys in a bit.